Chris Fortune's building a reputation in his native Blenheim, where he's returned after some years of working as a chef in London.
To do it over there, you've got to be a tough bastard. You know, it's a pretty cutthroat biz. There's lots of talk and lots of show, but it comes down to the end of it, you know, monkeys.
Today, Chris is flirting with some unusual combinations.
You have Mediterranean flavours, your pepper coulis, and then you have full butter puff pastry. Do you think the combination will go well?
I like puff pastry. I mean, I love puff pastry, especially homemade stuff. The texture of it and the lightness that it gives to things. You could lose the puff and put phyllo or something like that with it.
That is excellent. Chris?
Yes.
I enjoyed that.
Sweet. Very good.
Very, very good.
Now the main. Chris has decided to wrap his mushrooms inside a crepe, serve it beside the beans, top with julienne of courgettes, lamb loin and a kumara garnish.
Great eye appeal. It actually starts to stimulate those gastro juices.
The only philosophy that I do have in the kitchen is I don't use anything frozen. So it's fresh lamb, as simple as that.
That lamb is spectacular.
But will the dessert be up to the same high standard?
Chris, that's really good homemade ice cream.
When other people make products that they can do better than I can, I'm not going to bust my butt. You know.
That's the best comeback I've heard. I'm going to be quite ruthless on you in this one, mate. It's not one of those desserts that stands out and say, my goodness, I'm going to set the world on fire.
Still, 3 good courses. Remember Chris from Blenheim? For starters, he made artichoke pastry. The main was lamb on haricot mash. And for a dessert, a trio of chocolate. We've arrived with our box of goodies, but Chris is still doing breakfast for the good people of Blenheim. Time to leave their bacon behind to start on our chicken.
I'm going to get the chicken breast on straight away. And we're going to roast that skin side down. This is my favourite treat, chicken and fish. Skin side down, roast it on the skin, salt and pepper. The skin's got to be crispy, that's all there is to it. All the flavour stays in there, it's protecting the flesh. We're going to make a potato rosti, which is basically just grated potato. What we do with the potato is just remove all the excess moisture. So squeeze it all out.
So the heat's on in Chris's kitchen. He's on fire, and so's his chicken.
And I don't even turn it over till the last second. Baby carrots, leave them as they are. If they're really fresh, you don't have to peel them, just wash them. So what I do is trim them up. So potato rostis, nice and golden brown. And
time's not a problem for Chris. He's making a meal of it in just 10 minutes.
Waiting on the chook. And how long have we got?
You've got 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Fresh spinach, what we want to do is just wilt it, hot pan, and just 10 seconds. Salt and pepper. That's number one ingredients.
And plating up,
Baby carrots.
this has been impressive.
You don't have to arrange it. Depends on who you're trying to impress.
Me, actually.
You're out of here.
I've been fired 3 times already. You want to leave it for a few minutes. As soon as it comes out of the oven, leave it for a few minutes to rest. And we've just got a little bit of balsamic glaze. And we're just going to drizzle over.
So how long has it taken?
12 minutes. 12 minutes to complete this. It's not a mind-blowing dish, but what it is a good demonstration of real professional skills. And if you noticed with Chris's style of cooking, the main ingredient is the hero. He's going to be a tough man to beat.
So Chris gets back into his bacon and eggs, and we book him into boot camp.
Right, what we've done, we've correlated your marks and we've come up with 3 different groups. We have an orange, purple and green group. So as I call you out, can you just come up? I'm going to give you a colour that corresponds with your name. Jonathan, Sarah, Stefan, enter. Our late arrivals finally make it. Chris Fortune and Dean Wong are now a day late when they put in their first appearance at boot camp. Down to the dry store, actually. And before they get dressed, they're in line for a real dressing down. Excuse me, chefs, can we just have your attention? Right, we have 2 individuals that are somewhat late by day, and it's probably in your best interest you can explain to the chefs, because you've let them down. Some teams have 5, some have 4. Why you're late?
I was an hour and a half in the traffic jam trying to get up Lake Road onto the motorway. And
We had 6 competitors fly in from Auckland. You're the only one that didn't make it on the plane.
okay, fair enough.
Mr. Flight and Glenham.
And these guys have actually gone out on a limb to try and get together. They are not impressed. Stop what you're doing!
Crew,
Yep.
sorry we're late.
Apologise for being late, and make up for it over the next week.
With his team being under strength, Chris is certain of what needs to happen.
Catch up, get the team catched up, because apparently they're a little bit behind, so stuck into it.
What the green team lacks is a leader. Now, Kitchen is not a democracy. It's about someone calling the shots. If they won't take that step, I'll step in and I'll make it happen. Now, who's the team leader? You need a team leader now, I'm sorry. Chris, you are the one to orchestrate. If you have to give your team shit, give them shit. They're going to hold you back. Don't let them. Do what you have to do and make sure you win. All right? We.
Everyone's got their own good points and strong points, and helping each other out.
Last week we saw our chefs preparing their gallon teams. This week their chickens come home to roost.
The green team have lost that real desire to win. Certainly demonstrating this by their body language. They just don't seem to care.
Look at this. Na-na. Do you see that? It's like the little brother of this one, but this one is much nicer. How is that possible?
But the green team's got a lot of catching up to do.
Chef's just had a word. We're 20 points behind, yeah, and he said that, asked me if we want to win. Do you want to win? Yes, we do. Okay, sweet. So we need to do the second coat. So let's go on straight away, and we're going to be out of here in an hour and a half. Yeah, we've got 2 hours.
No, earlier. It should be an hour.
An hour?
Okay, green. Ian gets 8.5. Stefan, 8. Chris, 7.5. Sarah, 7. And Jonathan, 8.5. The green team's been working on their group dynamics. Now, they've been the most democratic, but sometimes it's held them back. So, can they make a decision?
I'm not comfortable with putting my menu forward. Simply because of the reasons, the classic thing, it's probably not what chef would want.
Yeah, but it's not what
Just
chef
a-
wants, yeah? It's what
I know
He's
that.
going for that
I know
real
is
high
going.
end.
This is, yeah.
Right, I know that.
I know what you're saying.
On flicking through the menus, I don't want mine to be the one that we do, just because I think that from what I've seen of some of the others that I think I prefer.
So both Sarah and Yenta have counted themselves out of contention for the main menu. Instead, they'll throw their weight behind the menu and the chef they feel will give their group the best chance.
To me, the two that stood out were Stefan's and Johnny's.
When I'm reading my menu, what I'm absolutely comfortable with, because I know it, but it's exactly the same for me then that I realize it's actually quite boring for me doing it. And when I read Chris's, for example, which includes a lot of things I never even heard of, because it's obviously things not everybody gets.
Your menu, do you want to do your menu?
If it works out that way, I don't mind.
So you're not fussed one way or the other?
That's right. You don't want me to make a decision. Do you want me to say yes, I
I
want
thought
to?
your
Do you
menu
want to
was
do-
fantastic.
yeah.
I really
In fact, Stefan knows he's got a lot of group support, but he's leaving his move till later.
Like it wasn't like just a bombardment of a whole lot of flavours all at once, because you had that smoked tomato soup as well. I thought it was quite a nice kind of a reprieve, kind of, just to get that balance, sort of the up and down.
Thank you.
I have no problem at all doing my menu, because that's my menu. That's who I am, and that's what I do, and you like it or you don't like it.
Jonathan's had a rough ride today and he feels this is the opportunity to make the week worthwhile.
I want this. As soon as I got the opportunity to do this, I've had nothing else in my mind but doing this. And I came here to cook my menu. This is my chance to redeem myself by saying, help me put this together. Use your presentation skills, use your nous and your suggestions on how we actually finally put this thing on the plate, because all I've done is write the recipes and design the menu. It's still going to be up to us as a team to put it together. Give me some feedback. Tell me why you think mine should or should not be the one we choose.
Because I'm polite.
No, don't
no.
hold back, man.
No,
It's not going to bother me.
I read it.
I'd rather get your honest opinion about
I
why
read
it's
it.
not.
My honest opinion is I read it, and it reads like my one, sort of. Not this individual, what's written there, but like reading is like reading my one. I really think Chris' menu is interesting for me personally to cook complete, to see what it's all about, like those potatoes we talked about. And I think that's really interesting.
So my menu doesn't grab you as much as somebody else's may?
Yeah, that's simple.
Cool, okay.
What it comes down to in the end is confidence in the menu they'll choose and the chef. And that means it's between Stefan and Chris. Stefan's just pulled a masterstroke. Photographs of dishes he's tried and tested.
I just give you guys a picture. That's how I would plate up the. It's a soup. It's not this soup, but the way I was going to plate up. And that was a vegetable steak I've done Christmas. Yeah, that was my Christmas menu. Apart from that, I had 9 courses, and that was one. That would be exactly the spiked sorbet with the raspberry, and it's pretty smooth. It's absolutely refreshing and not too sweet at all. I'm proud of what I'm doing, and that's the reason why I'm here, and I'm not ashamed of. And even if I sometimes think I just learned cooking since I'm here, yeah, I feel like
school.
Yeah, I'm proud of it.
Okay, so decision. Let's 1:15.
How are we going to do it?
Should we pull matches or make schnick schnack schnuck?
I want your menu, and that's what I feel.
Yeah, I think it's